Hi, welcome to Phi Mathematics. My name is Eric. This is the conclusion to Chapter 2 on executive functions. So I just wanted to kind of recap what this whole chapter, the little bits we went through. So the first thing is the importance of tools of the trade. We have to differentiate between the physical and the behavioral items. So the physical items are the physical supplies we need from backpack, computer, laptop, whatever it may be, pens, pencils, and basic supplies, and not the behavioral. Because if we can get the physical items, which also include the digital tools of the trade, if we can get those handled, this will make it much easier for students to focus on the behavioral. Because the behavioral things will take more and more time to accomplish. But when the tools of the trade are set up properly, then it greases the wheels for the student to make that happen. And one thing I didn't mention in this chapter is when the student comes to their desk or their workspace, even if it's over across multiple homes, even if it's at school and they set up their computer and they access their online mobile office, then they're already the grooves are set up for them to want to get to work because everything they need is already available. Once again, this sets up for student success. The second part of this chapter was setting up the mobile office. As we've mentioned before, the mobile office is basically the backpack with the computer and all the supplies, the daily supplies the student needs to be able to go from their home office, so to speak, to school and prop it up as needed, close it back down, and go home even if it happens to be a different home. By doing this, this allows the student to have everything they need whenever they go, once again, greasing the wheels to success. The thing we had to differentiate between in this was between the hard tools and the soft tools. So, hard tools being backpacks, computers, pens, pencils, supplies, etc., etc. Soft tools being the non-tangible things, which we will go into in just a moment. The third component are the hard tools. The hard tools are defined as the physical items. Computer, backpack, pens, pencils, the basic tangible supplies. And the one thing to keep in mind with these, particularly with the backpack, because as simple as that may be, you want to get a backpack that can really meet the needs of this mobile office. So I recommend something that the backpack can take a computer and it has some shielding around it or some kind of padding around it. It may have a few pockets for a mouse. It has some areas as well to put in a folder, a notebook, and maybe a few books, as well as carry the basic daily supplies. This is very important. The next item are the soft tools of the trade. These are the non-tangible items. This is the virtual desktop. So this is coming from having an email, and I recommend using platforms like Google, Yahoo, or Apple, I'm sure has one, as well as Microsoft has one as well too. Most of these are free. The nice thing about this is that you have access to a word processor, an Excel type program, as well as a presentation type programs, as well as storage of the items the student may need to be able to submit them, print them, transfer them, come back to them, share them among students and or tutors, which I use all the time, where we can look at the document and I can leave comments. It's just really good stuff. And the soft tools of the trade are always growing. And this also includes applications that can help the student from Khan Academy or writing tools or dictionaries online or research tools. You get the idea. These are all the soft tools of the trade. And the next item we talked about was syncing the virtual office or the mobile office with a phone. Most students these days will have a cell phone, and if they don't, that's fine too. But if you do have a cell phone, it is a nice way to set up another pathway to the virtual office. That way the student can check, oh, did I submit something? Oh, I forgot to submit this thing last night. I can send it from my phone because I can access my Google Drive from my phone and I can email it to my teacher, or I can submit it to wherever it happens to go. Most student portals these days, or school portals these days, will have an application that you can download to your phone. So I know this can be controversy, particularly with students, and trust me, I get it, moms and dads, because I used to teach in a classroom and the cell phones were just they were horrid. They destroyed the classroom. I mean, I get it. But there's also a very beneficial side to it as well too. And with proper regulation, they can really help the students succeed because now they have direct communication with their teachers or colleagues if needed. They don't have to flip open their computer. They don't have to open up their iPad. They have it directly, even if they're not on a Wi-Fi system. Now, regarding notifications, as I mentioned in the other video, I would just keep it to notifications directly for school. And if you don't want any notifications, you can turn them all off. And then when we get to the systems chapter, we can discuss putting in a system that routinely checks these things so nobody gets behind. But, you know, as we continue forward in life, technology is going to be getting more and more integrated in our life. So having these things interconnected is only going to be needed on some level, as well as it's going to make things even that much more efficient. And if things are efficient, quality can go up for students and stress can go down. And lastly, once again, I'll bring up the parental concerns. If you have a young student, potentially maybe junior high on lower, you may not want to set up an email with them. There probably won't be a need, to be honest with you. However, some schools are using emails with young students, even in elementary school. And what I'd recommend you can do is, and even most of these platforms can, moms and dads, you can have an email set up for your child, but it'll also say this is a child and I'm the mom or dad. And that way you're stapled to it and you can see what's going through them, so you can kind of regulate it. But realistically, I would say around junior high level is when you want to start having an email. Even if the student isn't directly emailing teachers, by having that email gives them access to the virtual office, and that's a benefit in itself. And as I mentioned earlier, create an email that can be used when they're in high school and in college and even beyond. I have an email I've been using for a few decades now. And I use it as a personal email, but I use it more as a hub. So all my different factions, from tutoring to the film stuff I do, I have different emails that come in, but they come into one central hub, and I don't have to go check all these different platforms. I can just check one spot, as well as send it from one spot as well too. So it's a very handy thing. And as students are kind of going into high school, they tend to be a little shy talking with teachers or asking, and that's standard. And part of the executive functions to student success and managing one's own life and materials and career and time management, all that good stuff, is communicating with teachers. They may need to know when something's happened, or if they're going to miss a day, how do I get work, or things like that. And having an email that they can directly go between them and the teacher, that sets up that process. So when they finish high school, they have everything they need in terms of infrastructure, and they've also had experience in running, and it's already ready to go, and they can just make the adjustments for whatever college to go to, or if they happen to go into a career, it's all ready to go. From my point of view, and I'll mention this throughout the remaining of these videos and these chapters, is we're trying to get the students so when they graduate high school, they have the basic infrastructure and knowledge and experience to govern themselves properly through college, through school, through life, or whatever it may be. Thank you very much for watching Tools of the Trade, Chapter 2, and remember, enjoy the process.